Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, will most likely be framed for the murder of Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, by WSB agent Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. This is in order to protect the real culprit, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, who killed Cyrus in self-defense. However, Brennan is eyeing Joss for the WSB and needs to keep her safe. Jocelyn will indeed be struggling with this, and will want to tell someone, even though Brennan specifically told her that she cannot tell anyone. Will Jocelyn confide in her mother, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, because she truly needs to unburden herself? Jocelyn will either confide the truth about her role in Cyrus's death to Carly, or she will overhear Jocelyn and Brennan talking about it. Either scenario is possible, and Carly will be shocked by the revelation that her daughter killed Cyrus. Carly will be angry at Brennan for keeping the truth from her, and ultimately it will threaten their growing relationship. Meanwhile, Jason has been wrongfully accused of the crime, and is facing, or about to face, the charges for the crime. Jocelyn has been struggling for a while at this point. Carly may try to get Jocelyn to open up to her, but it will prove to be difficult. If Carly finally gets Jocelyn to admit the truth, what will she do next? With Jason about to be convicted of the crime, or possibly already convicted, Carly will have to choose between protecting her daughter and saving her best friend. This decision will ultimately tear Carly apart, as she and Jason have had each other's backs way before Jocelyn was even before. Carly will be faced with this impossible choice, and it will be heartbreaking to watch her struggle with this. Ultimately, Carly, as much as she loves her best friend, will choose her daughter over Jason. She wouldn't want her daughter to go down for murder. Jason will also insist that he goes down for the crime in order to protect Jocelyn. He tells Carly that he must look out for his son, Danny Morgan, Asher Antonisen. However, Jocelyn is still racked with guilt for Jason going down for a crime that she committed, and confesses at the last minute to save Jason. Will Jocelyn be convicted of the crime, and will it be discovered that she killed Cyrus in self-defense? Carly Corinthos has always been a woman caught between love, loyalty, and survival. But nothing could prepare her for the ultimate betrayal of fate, when she discovers that her own daughter, Jocelyn Jacks, killed Cyrus Renault. Now, with Jason Morgan back in her life, she faces an impossible choice: protect Jocelyn at all costs or stand by Jason, who has sworn to uphold the honor of the business. The walls are closing in on Carly, and as Port Charles reels from the shocking death of Cyrus Renault, secrets begin to unravel. Will Carly make the ultimate sacrifice, or will her family be torn apart forever? Jocelyn's deadly mistake. The night that changed everything for Jocelyn Jacks started as an attempt to reclaim her own power. Ever since Cyrus Renault had resurfaced in Port Charles, Joss had lived in fear. She knew what he was capable of. He had already kidnapped her mother before, and his war against Sunny's empire had left countless lives shattered. With Sunny gone and Jason only recently back, she had felt unprotected, vulnerable. But Jocelyn wasn't a helpless little girl anymore. She had grown up watching Carly and Sunny navigate a world of danger. And when she overheard that Cyrus was threatening to destroy their family yet again, she made a rash decision, one that would change her life forever. Jocelyn lured Cyrus to a secluded spot at the pier, pretending she wanted to talk. She had brought a gun she took from Sunny's penthouse, one she barely knew how to use. But something about the way Cyrus smirked at her, the way he called her just a little girl playing in a world she didn't understand, made her snap. She pulled the trigger. Cyrus staggered back, his expression momentarily stunned. Blood blossomed across his chest as he fell onto the cold, wet docks. Jocelyn barely registered the weight of the gun in her hand as she realized what she had done. She had killed him. Carly's shocking discovery. Jocelyn didn't tell anyone what had happened that night. She left Cyrus's body there, assuming that someone else, maybe the authorities, maybe one of Sunny's men, would take care of it. But as the days passed and the police launched an investigation, she began to unravel. Carly was the first to notice the shift in Jocelyn's behavior. Her once confident daughter became withdrawn, avoiding eye contact, snapping at Dex, and barely speaking to Trina. Carly chalked it up to stress, until Jason brought her terrifying news. They'd found Cyrus's body at the docks. Jason told Carly grimly, his blue eyes locked onto hers. Shot at close range. Whoever did it was messy. There's gonna be an investigation. Carly's stomach twisted. Any idea who did it? Jason hesitated before answering, and Carly knew that hesitation meant he suspected someone in their orbit. There were security cameras in the area, ones that Sunny's people weren't controlling. I had Spinelli look into it. The breath left Carly's lungs as Jason handed her a grainy security photo. Her entire world tilted as she saw the unmistakable blonde figure holding a gun. Jocelyn. Her daughter had killed Cyrus Renault. The cost of protection. Carly's first instinct was to shield Jocelyn from the truth, from the consequences. She had spent her entire life protecting the people she loved, and she wasn't about to let her daughter face prison, or worse. But Jason saw things differently. You know what has to be done, Carly, Jason said quietly. Jocelyn is in danger. If the cops get to her first, she's going down for murder. If the wrong people find out, they'll come for her. We have to handle this the right way. The right way, Carly hissed. She's my daughter, Jason. She's not like us. She's not a killer. Jason's expression hardened. She is now. Those words hit Carly like a slap. Jason wasn't wrong, but she refused to accept it. I won't let them take her, Carly whispered. I won't let you turn her in. Jason's jaw tightened. Then you're making a choice, Carly, and I need to know where we stand. Jocelyn breaks down. Carly rushed home to confront Jocelyn. When she found her daughter sitting on the floor of her bedroom, shaking and pale, she knew she didn't need to ask. Jocelyn had been carrying the weight of her actions alone. Mom, Jocelyn's voice cracked. I messed up. I messed up so bad. Carly wrapped her arms around her daughter, holding her as Jocelyn sobbed against her shoulder. It was him or us, Joss whispered. I couldn't let him hurt us again. Carly gently pulled away, brushing Jocelyn's hair back. Listen to me. We're going to fix this. No one will ever know. Jocelyn's eyes widened. But Jason. Jason doesn't decide your fate, Carly cut in. I do. But Jocelyn knew better than to believe that. Jason had always been their family's moral compass when it came to the business. And if he believed Jocelyn was a liability, he would act. Jason's ultimatum. Carly found Jason at Sunny's office, where he had already begun working on damage control. I told you what has to be done, Jason said, his voice cold. If Jocelyn confesses, I can try to protect her, but if she runs, it gets worse. Carly's nails dug into her palms. She's my daughter, Jason. And I'm trying to keep her alive, Jason shot back. Cyrus had people, Carly. People who are already sniffing around. If we don't handle this cleanly, Jocelyn isn't just facing prison, she's facing retaliation. Carly exhaled sharply, her heart pounding. You want her to turn herself in? Jason hesitated. It might be the only way to control the fallout. I can make sure she gets a reduced sentence. Carly felt like she had been punched in the gut. You want me to let my daughter go to prison? Jason clenched his jaw. You know I don't want that, but we have to be realistic. Carly's mind raced. There had to be another way. And then it hit her. Carly's desperate gamble. The only way to save Jocelyn was to make the problem disappear. She knew Jason would never go for it, which meant she had to act behind his back. Carly called Spinelli and had him wipe any remaining evidence from the security footage. She met with Diane Miller to prepare for any legal battles ahead. And then, she sent a message to one of Sunny's most trusted enforcers. Take care of any loose ends. The body of a witness who had seen Jocelyn that night was found floating in the harbor the next morning. When Jason confronted her, Carly stood her ground. Jocelyn is off the table. Do you understand me? Jason's face darkened. You think you can control this, but you can't. If we keep covering this up, it's only going to get worse. Carly's voice was raw with emotion. I'd already made my choice, Jason. And if you can't stand by me, if you can't stand by my daughter, then maybe you and I are finally done. Jason looked at her for a long time, and for the first time in their decades-long relationship, Carly saw something new in his eyes. Disappointment. But she didn't care. Jocelyn was safe. And Carly would live with the consequences, even if it meant losing Jason forever. The fallout. Jocelyn would never be the same. Carly would never be the same. And Jason, he knew that lines had been crossed that could never be undone. But one thing was certain, this was only the beginning. Because secrets never stay buried in Port Charles, and sooner or later, the truth would come out. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.